Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 19 of Jesse Tree. I'm your host, Isaiah, and today's show is about Esther. Let's get started. The story of Esther starts with the king of Persia, Xerxes. To celebrate his greatness, Xerxes throws a 7-day banquet for all the people, rich and poor, in the capital city of Susa. On the 7th day of the banquet, the king decides that he wants to bring his wife, Queen Vashti, before all the people, showing off how beautiful she was. The queen was not into such an order, and she refused to come to him. The king's people were shocked by the queen's disobedience, and they feared that now all the women of the land would feel the freedom to show disobedience to their husbands due to the queen's example. The king is advised to banish his queen, and soon after, a search is held for a new queen. The next character in this story is Mordecai. Mordecai worked as an official at the king's gate and was a Jew who had been exiled by Nebuchadnezzar. He was the cousin of Esther, who he had raised as his own daughter, after Esther's father and mother had died. Esther was chosen as a potential bride to the king. She quickly won the favor of those in charge of her, and through much counsel and support, she gained the king's favor and was chosen as queen. Throughout all of this, Mordecai had instructed Esther to conceal her family background and nationality. One day, Mordecai overheard 2 of the king's officers conspiring to assassinate the king. Mordecai tells Queen Esther, who in turn reports it to the king, and gives all credit to Mordecai. And now to the evil character of the story, Haman. Haman had been honored by King Xerxes, giving him his special ring and the highest honor of all the other nobles. The king had commanded that the royal officials at the king's gate were to kneel down before Haman and honor him. But Mordecai refused to do so, my kind of man. This enraged Haman so much that instead of just thinking that he could just take care of Mordecai, he looked for a way to destroy all of Mordecai's people, the Jews, throughout the whole kingdom. Haman convinces the king that the Jews need to die, and a king's order was put in that on a specific day, the Jews were to be destroyed, killed, and annihilated. Mordecai hears of Haman's plans and urges Queen Esther to go to the king and beg for mercy for her people. Esther knew that her unwarranted presence before the king could cost her life. In our scripture today, we'll see Mordecai's words of encouragement to Esther and how Esther responds to them. Today's scripture comes from Esther chapter 4, verses 12 through 17. When Esther's words were reported to Mordecai, he sent back this answer: "Do not think that because you are in the king's house, you alone of all the Jews will escape. For if you remain silent at this time, relief and deliverance for the Jews will arise from another place. But you and your father's family will perish. And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this?" Then Esther sent this reply to Mordecai: "Go, gather together all the Jews who are in Susa, and fast for me. Do not eat or drink for 3 days, night or day. I and my attendants will fast as you do. When this is done, I will go to the king. Even though it is against the law, if I perish, I perish." So Mordecai went away and carried out all of Esther's instructions. After a 3-day period of fasting and prayer, Esther appears before the king. She reveals her Jewish identity and exposes Haman's evil plot. The king is enraged and has Haman put to death. Haman is actually hanged on the same gallows Haman had built for Mordecai. Sweet justice. The Jews are saved. The king gives Esther Haman's estate and gives Mordecai his special ring. And then Esther puts Mordecai as head over Haman's estate. God is at work in everything. We might not fully understand why God has put us in a certain place at a certain time, but we know he has a plan, and it is up to us to follow that plan. God put Esther in the palace for a special job, and God used her to rescue his people. Here are a few discussion questions you can talk through with your children today. For your preschool kids, ask, who became queen in today's story? Who was Mordecai? How did Esther help save her people? For your elementary age kids, ask, why do you think Esther was scared to go to the king without being called? What made Esther decide to be brave anyway? How can we show bravery and courage like Esther in our everyday lives? For your middle and high school students, ask, how is Esther's behavior different from Haman's? What does this story teach us about pride and humility? What are some ways that we can stand up for others who are being treated unfairly? And what do you think it means to be in the right place for such a time as this? Esther was brave and went to the king to save her people, even though she could have died. That's a picture of what Jesus did for us. The difference is Jesus did die. He gave up his life to save us. He then rose from the grave, defeating sin and death forever. Well, thank you for joining me for today's episode. Tomorrow, we'll be talking about peace in Isaiah chapter 11, verses 6 through 9. Until then, take a few minutes today and let us know that you're on this Jesse Tree journey with us. Just go to fbmaryville.org/jessetree and hit that button that says we are participating. You can also give us feedback on the show by leaving us a rating and review on your favorite podcast platform. And for our YouTube viewers, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And finally, if you have any questions or you'd like to share your experience with our team, please feel free to email us at family@fbmaryville.org. Parents, I'm praying for you as you lead your children through the Jesse Tree journey today. I hope you have a great time of worship, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 20.